Now we are going to the slide, a couple forward from call to hire. Week 3, managing to sustain. Yes. And I want to bite my fingers off for putting something up here. Anybody tell me what I should really be biting my fingers off about? Give me a hint, it's up here.
Week 2.
Yeah, who said week 3 first?
I saw it, I was like, why is it?
Yeah, we said it at the same time.
It
should be week 2, right? Week 2.
Should say it at the same time, you both get
When does training end, really?
When they're done.
They do 2.
When they get 200s in a week.
Yeah, 102 weeks.
Yeah.
Training is done when they're finished being trained. So go ahead and just scribble out that week 3, and let's pretend it's not there.
We got really good time done. I see it's over.
No shit.
Okay, so managing to sustain. Like I said at one point earlier in the day, I'm really trying to limit the PDM's focus solely to taking training calls and focusing on the 2 weeks of training, because we're looking to build this company and build it the right way and build it quickly the right way. So the PDMs need to be focusing really solely on those 2 weeks of training and taking training calls. Now, of course, when micromanaging ends up happening, the PDM is going to be copied on the show schedule just the same as the manager. But managers really need to be starting to take a lot of ownership of the trainees before they go into training and from the moment they're released from training. So this is being able to keep those people after training, getting them to sustain after they've been trained to retain.
When are they released from training? I'm very unclear. Doesn't make sense.
Adam, can you repeat what you just said?
So trainees are trainees are released from training after they've consecutively completed 2 weeks in which they've turned 100 sets on their own.
Excellent. Excellent. That means they are not scheduled by themselves.
That means they're earning a paycheck on their own. That's what that means.
What do you mean?
By turning 100 sets, they're earning enough money to survive.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think 100 sets is a benchmark number. For at least that's the way I perceive it. That means they're walking away with money that they can save.
Right. But what I'm saying is, until that happens,
They're still
the
training.
trainer is training them.
Yes.
They're
still being trained.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Oh, so you want us to do
That
almost
doesn't
like
mean
a...
that they're in town with the trainer.
Or it does.
Yeah.
So they're going to just stay.
I like.
Until they're not capable of working on their own, they shouldn't be on their own.
Thank you. Just want to make sure everybody was clear, because I saw a lot of faces and heard, like Allison just chimed in and some other folks. You know, so I heard you, Stacy.
Yeah.
On a good note, nothing bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's confirmed.
That's the only reason I asked these questions, Mr. Coffey.
That's a good
Because I
question.
saw faces and we're just kind of like,
So if they're not able to survive on their own after 2 weeks, or they still just need a little bit more fine.
they're with you a
and
third.
they're still looking for a third.
And a
We get an extra
fourth.
third. Or
Nope.
We don't get
Nope.
paid for the extra third. Or fourth.
Nope.
Okay, well that's incentive to get them squared away before that.
We're going to pay you $1,000 per trainee.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. When you are writing the schedules as district managers,
20 people.
for somebody that has just been released from training, they should never be working AM shifts. They should always be working PM shifts. Now, why should they be working PM shifts?
The strong AM shift, do big numbers and gives them more confidence to go into their PM shift.
Good.
Make them want
If I had a chip, I'd chip you.
Excuses.
There's another reason too.
And the other reason, Adam?
It's because it gives them an opportunity to interact with someone from the team, so that they can get everything started right. If they've got any issues, they've got someone to talk to who's been in the market longer who can help them.
Exactly.
It fosters that awesome culture that we're working to instill among our company.
One of the top 5 priorities of a manager is team building. And you do that by writing them into the PM of the schedule.
Not to mention they can watch a show from multiple different agents.
Exactly.
It also takes away
Exactly.
excuses.
Also, it lets the next day, whatever vet is in the next day, is their constantly of how was their closeout? Vet, how was their close?
What's really interesting to me is that all of the trainers are saying these things. Managers, you taking the clue? Always going to schedule them for PMs? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, if you schedule them, if for some reason availability is crazy or they're in a place where they have to work a single low, you need to be in the store with them. You need to be babysitting them. Not just like taking their training calls or calling them up and asking them how their day's going, because they don't really know what a good day is compared to a bad day. You need to go into the store and sit in the store with them. So the first, even if they're only scheduled for PM shifts on the schedule, that first week out of training, you need to see that trainee in the store at least 2 days that week. At least 2 days.
Now, when you say visit, you're saying arrive at the store and spend a substantial amount of time with them? Or are you saying bring them a candy bar and leave?
I'm saying bring them a candy bar and then spend a substantial amount of time with them.
Excellent. And never leave until they fix turning par, correct?
Correct.
And if they don't turn par by the end of the day, where do you go the next day?
You go right back to them.
Also, in terms of just being in the store, I can say that I know what Rick does, and I think Pete does as well. Anytime I was working in a store, and suddenly Rick walks up behind me, surprises me out of the blue that he's been there, and he's been there for at least one show, watching and not letting me know he's there.
Yeah.
I am such a good ninja.
I don't do it to you. I do it to other people.
Absolutely. If you guys have grocery stores, LP's your best friend. I know in Chicago, Steven just took one of my old Atlanta tricks, went in and viewed the tapes of a whole shift to watch an agent, what they did the whole shift. And then boom, busted them and filed the report with me, and I'm terminating them now immediately. We're not playing. You have these rights to Walmart, you can't do it, because those are all done in Arkansas, so we can't view them on that level. But grocery stores, they all have them on that store level. And if they're about helping them with their sales and moving on the right direction, it does move.
The managers there can't watch video from those
In
stores?
Walmart,
Yeah.
the security people can, but they can't get the footage to review it back instantly.
That guy lied to me, that bastard. Somebody stole my, I'm going to tell you, somebody stole my PA. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
Quick question. Is this, because it says managing to sustain, but we're really talking about, it seems like we're talking about training, so Nicole had a good question. This whole, like the first week, visit 2 out of 5 days in the store, text after every show, is that who trained them or
This is the manager. This is not the personnel development manager.
Okay.
This is the manager.
So even if I'm not the trainer, this is what I do.
Because you're collecting overrides. the
No, no,
chances
If
are
you're the
you're gonna get-
manager, you won't be the trainer, Stacy. If you're the manager, you won't train again. That's not the point. The point is for you to be the manager and the trainer to be the trainer, like we talked about at the beginning. They both are making the same amount on salary, whether they train one person a week or they manage the market.
No. Oh, yeah. No, my question
Which is why you're available to visit them. Makes sense? Because then your trainer is training the other people the same way.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was clear. So are we not understand?
Good stuff. Now, on top of visiting them 2 days out of 5 in the store,
Cool, just wanted to make sure of that.
after every single show for the first 3 weeks out of training, after every single show, they need to be texting the district manager and the personnel development manager. After every single show for the first 3 weeks out of training, they need to be texting both the district manager and the personnel development manager. What's happening for the first 3 weeks out of training?
Text message and your trainer.
And personnel development.
Beautiful.
I messed it up.
Press OK.
What is that?
Press OK. Press OK.
No, but that's the wrong slide. I messed everything up.
Oh my God. Beautiful. The text should look something like this. What this 5/4 means, they're going to tell you how many people they vallied, / how many people did they turn.
And you don't have to respond to every text.
And
You
then
don't have to answer text. It's just
/4.
about a paperwork trail.
Now, what's the beauty of what Mr. Goodman said about me sneaking up all ninja-like, if they're supposedly texting you after every single show, is you get a real good idea of whether this 5 was actually a 10 and they didn't set them, or whether this 4 was actually a 2 and they just handed them out to 12-year-olds, you know? So they need to text the number of people they valued / the number of people they turned after which shows? Every single show. Beautiful.
Side note, if you're going to ninja sneak up on someone, don't do it while they're drying or washing the slicers, because it wants to be loose fingers.
And it also helps you make sure that they're doing their shows in a timely manner.
Absolutely.
It keeps them accountable.
And
of doing
so
their
everyone knows, I know I mentioned this once before, maybe you're just waiting for it to see. I have hired a new person that is filming folks in the stores for me. That means if you're in the store working with your people, you could be filmed at the same time. This is going that heavy duty because I have to trust that with a company this size, that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Because one bad apple will ruin everything for 300 plus people right now. And I can't have that. You know, I had a gentleman the other day opened a bag of chips in a Walmart, ate them before he paid for them. I terminated him on the spot. Really? Terminated him on the spot. No games around it. That's stealing. It's that serious now. So, you know, being as the size we are and the contracts we have, it's about realism. So when you're sneaking up on your people, it's about making sure they're doing an ethical job for us. I mean, if they're lying to you on their text, what else are they lying to you about? What else are they cheating you about? It's human nature.
Target, guys.
Don't steal it.
Also, be proactive. How can you be proactive as a manager with somebody who's just been released from training?
Remind them to text you.
Call them. When do you call them?
Whenever you can. How you doing? Hey, how's it going?
Exactly.
See if they're
Beautiful.
See if they're
Does anybody know what that little call, hey, how you doing, what we call that call? Touch point. Beautiful. Mr. Karat said it first. Another way of calling it is a temperature check. So beautiful. As many touch points as possible. Be proactive. You know, if it's 10 a.m. and they're just about to text you after their first shift, call before they even send you that text. You know. Beautiful.
We all know the show schedule.
Yep. And then lastly, the first 3 store openings that a new hire does needs to be either scheduled as a pitch-on, pitch-off with a veteran agent, or the manager needs to be there opening the store with that new representative. Because you don't want them screwing over the entire rest of the team by getting you a poor location, not knowing how to turn a manager. Make sense?
Yeah.
Are there any questions about the responsibilities after somebody is released from training?
Does the manager actually do the setup or give advice? Are they just there as a backup and watch and then chime in if things are being done wrongly?
Oh, that's such.
During, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It starts off as the manager doing everything, and by the 3rd week, the manager should be shadowing. Just like Peter Pan turns to his shadow. And next slide, beautiful.
It's all coming down the
Wait,
pipes.
can I ask one
Oh, yep.
Okay, just to be absolutely clear, training is finished when they have 2 consecutive weeks of turning 100 sets each week? So that means they'll all be in training for at least 3 weeks.
Wrong.
No.
Every single trainee that I trained, when I started the training process correctly, on the
You'll see.
Monday.
Look, this is all going to get rolled out on the following classroom day that we're going to have. However, in answer to your question, this is why we're starting people on Monday. Because from Monday to Monday is now your first week. It's 8 whole days. And if you can't get somebody pitching by day 3, you probably shouldn't be sitting in this room right now.
Oh, Monday to
Thank you.
Monday is your first.
Right. So
Okay.
you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You have 8 full days.
And you got Tuesday as a backup just in case.
And Tuesday is a backup just in case before the following week starts for
Their
our
paycheck needs to say
purposes.
100 sets. Because we have found trainees that don't get 100 sets do not last.
So you've got basically 8 or 9 days if you really need to squeeze it for that first week. Meaning even if you take out the first 3 days, you still have 5 to 6 days for someone to get out 100 sets in all total.
Doesn't
And
that negate
that's
the
only, that's less than 20 units a day, yeah.
I feel you.
20
Well-
units a day or less.
So, but does that
Thank
mean
you.
that the trainee
That's
is
it.
working 8-9 days straight without?
Possibly.
Possibly.
That's what we
You've
just
never
did.
trained with me, have you, Leo?
Huh?
You've never trained with me, have you?
I have not.
You're paying for their food, their gas, their tolls, possibly their hotel and their flight. They're paying to live.
Oh, if they're on a
Cover
flight in a
everything.
rental car, yeah, they're working for 14 days straight with me up to 20.
Not to mention.
And they're gonna make
they're
money though,
not-
Mr. Coffee? When you trained
It's
with
an
me, your
apprenticeship.
training week, was that one of your largest
I-
paychecks probably ever?
I forgot the part where they're in another town or something like that.
Continuing on Mr. Coffey's points, though, we'll hit a lot of this tomorrow.
It works really well, actually.
It does.